A.R. Kiplagar.
Okay. So good afternoon to all of you. And today we are going to discuss about one more topic in web technology, that is ASP.NET. In our last class, we have started some discussions. I have told you some basics of ASP.NET, right? So now today we are going to discuss in more elaborate that what is this ASP.NET, the process is actually. So we are going to talk on this ASP.NET process. We are going to talk on this ASP.NET process. So this ASP, this ASP.NET actually, as I said, that first let us look at this picture that is happening at the background web architecture. It is mentioned that what is happening, we all familiar with this particular diagram. Means we know the process that there is a client server architecture. It is following that server is sending some request to the client is sending some request to the server, and through the network, obviously it can be a wired or wireless, whatever the mode will be. And on behalf whatever the request the server is actually getting from the clients, the server is responding also, right? So this is a mm, process or flow of information, we can say, client server architecture, right? So now this client server architecture or this information sharing technologies that is actually happening, there are some languages it is working in the background, there are some pages, there are some HTML language, there are some JavaScript. This type of things are working in the background. So we as a normal user don't know this all of what are the things happening behind the process, right? Because so we only know that yes, this is the process, it is happening, but how it is running, what is the process behind that, we don't know, right? So these are the technologies that is used in the client side: HTML, JavaScript, DHTML, this type of. And in the server side, it is actually ASP. That is what we are talking about. ASP we have discussed some in our last classes, and today we are going to discuss more. So ASP, the full form, as I said, that active server page. Active server page. So this ASP or active server page is the topic of discussion for today. So now, what is this ASP or what is this active server page? We can say, so client server, the information sharing or exchange of messages is happening. Client is requesting for some data or process to the server, and server is replying on that. So this ASP that is running on the server side. So we can say this ASP is a server side programming technology. This ASP is a server side programming technology, and it is a static HTML, consists of some static HTML interspersed with the script. So here comes that it is an HTML with involved with some script. So on the server side, when some request is coming from the client to the server side, this ASP is working. So in the server side, this some HTML, static HTML we can say, and it is working with some script. So this ASP, it is working on some request, some responses, applications, sessions. So whatever this ASP is working on the server side, so it is handling the request, it is handling the responses, the server side request, responses, applications, sessions, all are is actually handled in the server side by these ASP intrinsic objects. So this is the ASP or active server page. We can, as a basic, we can say it is working on the server side, and it handles all types of responses, requests, sessions, applications, all of this particular work. So this is all are relatable to the ASP active server pages. Beside this response, and request, all of these things. Also, it manages the threads database connections in the server side. So this ASP also managing the threads and database connections in the server side. So here a diagram we can see that some HTTP requests are there, means some client requests are coming from the client side, data or something, and it is in the process on the server side. So server side, it is actually dealt by the ASP. So ASP's pages are there to handle with the responses of the request, and while after handling the request or the responses coming from the client, and reply message or a response is needed, that the server need to send back to the client. So that is also a HTTP response in the form of some HTML, XML, whatever the things are going from the server side. So this is the basic diagram we can say that is running in the background, that is running in the background of the architecture process. So it is a simple basic, we can say that HTML code have been written here. So in the upper part, we can see the example, that is the demo hello world.asp. So it is a hello world example and it is mentioned in a ASP page. So hello world.asp. So it is an ASP page, we can say by the extension from the ASP. So extension.asp means it is an ASP page. So hello world.asp, some code have been written here. So we can see the code, some HTML code actually it is written here. So this is a basic simple HTML hello world code. It is written in the ASP format. Now, why this ASP have came into the scenario, or what is the success behind this ASP? So we can say that this ASP, as I said, that we can in ASP we can also code, and if the code is done in C or C sharp, this type of languages, which is very easy, because from our first sem in an engineering, in the computer science of department engineering, we first learn the very basic of C. So this ASP is dealing with C sharp, that is almost similar to C. So this is a simple procedural programming model. First, we can say that why it is easy, or what is the success of this ASP, because it is very simple. It is very simple procedural programming model, simple procedural programming model. It can access all the components like active data objects, ActiveX data objects. So whatever the data objects we are dealing with in the field while in the server side, so it can be accessed. File system objects, custom components. So we can access the components that can help us to run the server side. Script based, no compiling, just edit, save, and run. So when there is any scripting is needed, no compilation is actually happening. It is only we are editing the thing, we are saving it, and then this processing. So VB script, Visual Basic script, JScript, this type of things are there in the server side for supporting the ASP pages, supporting the ASP process. So these are the basic reasons we can say that make this ASP popular at some time. Okay, because nowadays it is not familiar, or it is not so much popular. But when, if we are going almost 8 to 10 years back, at that time ASP is a very popular subject or very popular domain, we can say. Okay, at that time everyone, most of the computer science engineering students try to learn this ASP, because if you know ASP, then a job is secured. So this is the process. So that's why this ASP is that much popular at that particular time. Now, what are the challenges? Now, what are the challenges in ASP? Coding overhead. First point we can discuss here, that is the coding overhead. That code, the number, or to run the server side manages, or to run the project script, the code is very large here. The code we need to write here to manage all the processes, it is very much large. So this is the coding overhead we can say here. Second one, code readability. It is a little bit complex. The code readability in the case of ASP.NET, it is something complex or something we need to design, and then for each design purpose we need to connect each other, and behind that we need to run the code. So this is the complexity here. First we need to design, we need to set the form, the basic designs, and then we need to run the code behind to make the page work, so this is a little bit challenge in the case of ASP.NET. Maintaining the page state requires more code. We need to maintain the page state because we are working, this ASP is working on the server side. So we need to maintain each and every page state, sessions, everything in the server. So the server is the main we can talk about. So if we need to continue with the server, we need to maintain the server. And to maintain the server, we need to maintain each and every small detail also in the server. Okay, so this is a challenge in the case of ASP. Supporting types of browser here also, because the browser where the page will be open or working, that is also need to support sessions. As I said that everything we need to monitor, sessions is also need to monitor. Okay, performance is also is a challenge in the case of ASP.NET. Now we have a little bit small introduction or discussion in the ASP.NET, right? Now going into the deeper part of ASP, let's start with the overview. So it is saying that this ASP.NET provides some services to allow the creations or the deployment and the execution. So server side it is actually happening. So it is providing all the services and allows all the deployment or the execution. So whatever the messages or the request is coming from the client side, we need to execute that. The server need to process and execute that all the things. ASP.NET, it is a web form, built-in web form. It is designed to make buildings, web-based applications, visual basic applications. So this ASP.NET running on the server side, maintaining all the sessions and all of these things, designed for making the buildings web-based applications easily, right? So this ASP.NET is uh, fast and scalable. These are the advantages we can say, that it is fast, it is scalable, and it is manageable, secure, and tool support. Okay, so in ASP.NET, while we are coding in ASP.NET, it is very much friendly, just like Python nowadays. Okay, because if we are typing something, it will suggesting and let the things happens very easily or smoothly. At that time, ASP.NET have this type of features, so it is some tool support, and it is fast, scalable, and also manageable. Key features of this ASP that it have, that web forms, we can design some web forms, we can design web services, we can build on .NET framework, we can do simple programming model, we can maintain the page state, we can maintain the multi-browser support, we can maintain some Xcopy deployment, we can do some XML configurations, we can do the session management, caching, security. All of these are the key features of this ASP.NET, right? So if uh, if we are trying to design some website, right? So 8 to 10 years back, this ASP.NET is a very one of the most easiest thing to work to build a website. Okay, so we can create website in the ASP.NET. We can manage the things, all the things very easily. Okay, so I am not going to again for this particular code, as we have already discussed. That is a simple hello world .asp code is written here. So hello world asp x.x as.aspx code have been written. So here we can see that okay. So let me tell something that it have been written in the Visual Basic. Okay, here you can see that VB. This VB refer as Visual Basic. Page language is written in Visual Basic. It is an HTML program. So it is script running at the server side. So where the script is running, the script is running at the server side. Okay. Now sub B click. So when the click is happening on the B. Okay. So what is the purpose? If a click is happening, so we need to mention this particular thing. If a click is happening, then what is we are doing? Sender as object system dot events. So it is an event happening. So when a click is happening on the B means it is an event happening there. So what event is happening? That a click on B is happened. This is the event. So when a click on B is happening, when this event is actually happening, a label that is text hello the time is date and time mentioned. So suppose we want to check some date and time and a button is there. So the button may be a B. So we are pressing that button B or we are clicking that button B, and whenever we are clicking the button B, a message with the date and time is displayed. So this is the event. So if your event, what is the event happening here? That event, that click on B is the event, and with respect to that event, what will be the responses? So the response is the hello, the time is, and the date and time. So this is a simple ASP.NET Hello World program we can say in the ASP.NET. Okay, next some form method post ran at the server side button. On click on the B click, text push me to the server and running at the server side at level 11. So level 1, that level 1 is a text message. It is displayed this time when the event is happening. So this is a very simple program of ASP.NET event or a click event hello world program we can say here. Now this ASP.NET overview architecture if we're talking, so it is two type of architecture is following that .NET framework one, and second one is the IIS Internet Information Server. So two type of architecture it is following. First one is the .NET framework architecture, second one is the IIS Internet Information Server. Internet Information Server. Here we can see the architecture, the .NET architecture. We can see in the right that Visual Studio.NET is the .NET architecture, that is VB, Visual Basic Language, C++, C Sharp. This is the sign of C Sharp. Okay, then JScript. This is the part of Common Language Specification, CLS, and ASP.NET Web Services, Web Forms, Base Classes, CLR, Common Language Runtime. All it is the basic architecture of the .NET. It is the .NET architecture it is following. Now the programming model, the programming model controls that is happening in the ASP.NET server side. So the first of all we are talking about that is the server side programming model. Server side programming model in the ASP.NET. It is based on some controls and events just like the Visual Basic. So in VB it is happening on some events. So we are designing something, we are making some buttons and all of the things. So every button, if there is a click is happening on the button, so we are considering it as a event. So controls and the events, that is a part of Visual Basic. It is in the server side. So the same here in the ASP.NET, that it is a just like a visual model, no data, not data in HTML out. So a response, and with that particular response, we need a replied message. So higher level abstraction is that in the part of ASP that is requiring some less code and more modular, readable and maintainable. Okay, now what is happening here? So in the left part, that is a browser with a web page is opening, right? Suppose consider a web page of Flipkart. So every time you are clicking on a particular thing, that is showing something. Either a message is displayed, either a new page is displayed, either some product purchase page is displayed, a message, whatever the things you are clicking, that click is an event, and each for every particular click or for every particular button, we can say that a particular thing is happening. So just like that, button, list, and text, it is in the browser side. So we can see the web browser, right? We can see the web pages. Now, when I am clicking on a button, what is happening behind that? We don't know. So this is a curtain, we can say, there, that is actually stopping us to let to see us that what is happening at the back end. So we can see the buttons, list, text, all of these things as it is visible in our web page. Now, when I'm clicking on a button, some button codes are there and something is happening, right? So some particular thing is happening at that particular end. Then for some list code, then for some list code, it is some listing is happening. For some text particular, if there is a text box, then some text message will be displayed. So for every button, list, text, some event handlers are there. Button, some event handlers are handled. For list, particular list handles, some text for the text handles. So these are the event handlers, we can say. So controls and the events, button, list, text is in the part of the website or the web browser, and ASP and the backend is happening. So how the thing is actually going on, the object model processes, right? User hears the codes, executes on the web server in the pages, or controls the event handlers. So in the part of this, when something is we are clicking on the web pages, the course is executed on the web server. So we are clicking something and that event will be happening in the server side. So the user code executed on the web pages, web server in page, or controlling the event handlers. So what are the controls? That the objects available at the server side code. So it is derived from the system.web.ui.control part. So it is a system.web.ui.control. If we are working, if some of you have even worked in the part of this website or this particular ASP, then he or she is familiar to this particular part. Now, web page is an object to derived from this same that system.web.ui.page. So first, if it is a control, then it is actually maintained by system.web.ui.control. And if it is a web page, then it is just in the page, which is a design in the part of the control and then next part of the page. So page controlling is here. So a page can have methods, properties, all of these things can be present in the part of the page. So the page can have methods, properties, all of the things can be the part of the page. Now, postback. So first of all, let us discuss that what is this postback. So a postback occurs when a page generates an HTML from whose values are posted back to the same page. So we are clicking on something and it again roll back to that particular page again. So a postback occurs when a page generates an HTML form whose values are posted back to the same page. We are trying to navigate, but it is not navigating. The data is actually sending and redirecting to that same page again and again. So suppose we are on the Flipkart page, home page, right? Now we are again clicking on the Flipkart logo or button. We can see the logo Flipkart there, and it is at the same time it is a button. So if we are clicking that Flipkart again, it will redirect us to the same page again, right? So this is called a postback. So this is a postback. A postback occurs when a page generates an HTML form whose values are posted back us to the same page, redirecting us to the same page again. So a common technique for handling this particular thing is that for data, the ASP and other server-side technologies, the state of the page is lost upon postback. So the session and the things have been maintained here. We need to maintain all of these things here. So this ASP and other server-side technologies, the states of pages is lost upon postback. here in the case of postback maintain state in ASP.NET, it maintains the state of all server-side controls. As I said that when we are working on the server side, we need to maintain or monitor each and every small details also. So in server side, ASP.NET maintains the state of all server side controls during a postback. So how it can be done? It can be used by the methods post or the method get. Method post or the method get. This server side controls the objects are automatically populated during this particular postback, and it can be worked in all the browsers also. Now, server-side controls. We are talking about the ASP.NET and it is in the part of the server. So we need to control the server. So the controlling in the server, it can be done from the different sources or multiple sources. How? First one, it can be done in built-in. Second one, using some third party. And third one, user defined. So built-in, third party, and the user defined. So this controls, the source of controls ranges are in complexity using the power button, text, drop down, calendar, data gate, validation. Everything is a control part. Everything is the source of the control part. So it can be done with the data binding also. So text down, drop down button, text, calendar, validation, means authentications. All of this is a part of the server side controls. Okay, so these controls can provide automatic browser compatibility. Automatic browser compatibility. So whatever the browser are, or we are working, this is from the for the server part. It is actually automatically can be compatible to the browser. So we can set a target up or down level. We can set a target, and browsers for that, it can additional functionality such as JavaScript, DTHTML, whatever the things are. So down level browser supports the HTML 3.2 version. Okay, so here the diagram, we can see that some browsers are there. ASP.NET is there, some controls, buttons, menu, text controls, and then in the last part, the event handlers. So event handlers are there, the button controls are there, and then the last one, the browser. So all are connected with each other. Buttons, every buttons can be done with all are compatible with every browser. All are compatible with every browser, and every browser, whatever the browser it will be, the event can be handled by the event handler. Here, two styles are there for creating an ASP.NET pages. Two styles are there for creating the ASP.NET pages. First one, controls and code in ASP.x file. Second one, controls in the ASP.x file and code in code behind it. So if we are working on VB.NET, okay, suppose Visual Basic, we are working, and ASP.NET, we are working on the ASP.NET. Okay, two things can be done. First one, we can write the code and controls same in the ASP.x page. Okay, ASP.x means it is a designing purpose, and also at the same time the code is also run or can be written in the back. And second one, controls in the ASPX.a.asps file. So we are making the design per here, controls all the things, and then the code in coding behind page. So the code can be right in the code behind pages that is available. So by this two particular way, we can control, we can make this code behind pages. So we can create this ASP.NET pages. Two way is there. This code behind pages allows us to separate the user interface designs from the code. So this is the advantage or helpful. We can say that code behind pages allows us to separate the codes and the controls to segregate between these two. Okay, If we are doing both in the same page, then maybe it will be hectic. But if we are maintaining two different page for two different things, then it is very easy to understand, to allow the programmers and designer to work the independently. So designer can do the design part, programmers can do the programming part in two different pages, right? So we don't no mix up chances are there. So this is the basic advantages if we are doing both in two different pages. Now, the automatic compilation part. Here we can do just editing the code and hit the page. So we can write the code, we can run the code in the back, and whenever the page is actually hitting, we are running the page, then the code will automatically hit or the code will automatically run. So this ASP.NET will automatically compile the code into the assembly. So whenever the page is actually getting hit or the any event is actually happening on the web pages, the code will automatically be compiled. We don't need to compile it separately. Okay, so that's why no separate compiler is there. So whenever the event is happening, at the same time the code is also getting heated and the code is getting run from the back. Okay, so this is the basic diagram how the automatic compilation is done here. We can see the things that is from the client side. Suppose a browser like Internet Explorer is happening. It is messaging something. The parser, compiler, the caches, memories, all are working together. Okay, to produce the output in the web browser or the client side, right? So in the server side, the parser, compiler, cache, memory, all are working together to make the thing happen and produce the result in the client side. To produce the result in the client side. Okay. Now, here some page syntax are given. Some syntaxes are given here. Syntax means how we can identify that this is this and this is this. We can separate every particular thing. Okay, right now in HTML we can identify every other things by having some particular key names or keywords, syntaxes. Similarly in ASP.NET we can identify. Look, first one, the directives. So in the directives, how we can identify that by seeing this type of particular syntaxes. In directive, we can identify it by this particular syntaxes. That page language VB. So we can identify is that in which language it is actually getting described. In which language it is actually getting described. So VB we are working on. Server controls, it is actually mentioned by the whether it is actually happening in the client side or it is actually running at the server side. So where the thing is actually running, we can identify it easily. Code blocks, we can identify the script run at where the script is getting run. Data bind expressions, server side comments for every particular thing, how the syntax, what will be the syntax, how it is looking, we can see here, right? So pages, this page, every ASP.NET page can contain this particular thing, can contain this particular thing. So some more page directives that ASP compat, that is compatibility with ASP. ASP compat means compatibility with ASP. Buffer controls page output buffering. Code page for ASP.X pages. Content type, error page, inherits, languages, pages, transactions. So these are the page specific attributes. These are the page specific attributes. Okay, so there will be every .aspx file page. In each page, only one page directive in per aspx file. So whenever we are creating for every .aspx file, there will be one page directive. These are the server control syntaxes. That is, controls are declared that where the things are running. So as ASP.NET is basically running at the server side. So every time we can see that run at server attribute will be there. We can see that is the thing that run at server out attribute. This will be present there, run at server out attribute. So this tag actually defines or identifies that which type of controls to create. Controls means to implement it as a ASP.NET class. The ID attribute provides the programmatic identifier. It names the instances available during postback or dynamic HTML, whatever the things will be, right? So this ASP.NET running at the server side, controlling the server syntaxes. Controlling the server syntaxes. Properties. First one we have seen the syntaxes. Now the properties. So we can see that button. If we see one example that here the button ID C1 text run at server. So what are the button properties? What is the button properties? Text button. It is a we can identify it is a text button. C1. The name of the button is C1. The text. It is some text option is given. Then the rows, number of rows there for the second option. So these are the properties we can identify for the buttons. For whatever the buttons are there, for every buttons, what are the properties are present in every buttons, we can identify in the, we can see that we can mention that also at the time of creation. We can mention those particular things at the time of creation. So as I said that as we are working in the server, we need to maintain each and every small things also. So we need to maintain all the things, all the sessions, all the states, all of this. So maintaining the states, this by default the controls, ASP.X controls maintains their states across every operation. Every request, on every particular request, the state have been monitored or maintained by the controls itself. By the controls itself. So this is implemented using a hidden HTML field that is view state. So how it can be done? It can be done by implementing a hidden HTML field that is view state. So by using this view state particular, we can maintain each and everything. We can maintain the controls of every particular pages. Works for controls with the input data. So the text box are there, check box are there, labels, data grids, all are the things are present there. So by using this view state, we can maintain, or the controls itself can maintain each and every particular thing, and can be disabled by set enable view state as a false. Set enable view state as a false. That will be when we are mentioning this enable view state as a false, then the view state can be minimized, or the view state will be stopped working. It will not work. So this is how using this particular view state we can maintain this particular state. We can maintain this particular state. Okay, so for to this up to we are going to discuss, as the time is going to end for today now. So we are going to stop here. Okay. So I think all of you have write your names in the chat box for the attendance. Okay. So thank you all for joining into the session and be with me for the discussion purpose. Okay. So take care and stay safe in your home. Okay. Stay safe. This is all for today's class. We are going to continue in the next class. Okay. So up to this, we have